Who would have thought JJ and Mikey would do such a terrible thing to us? But since there were so many villagers, we managed to tie them up. So now we're gonna bury JJ and Mikey underground alive.
Please don't bury us. We can still make things right. And I have a lot of money.
As usual, JJ thinks he can buy everything in the world, but it doesn't.
I would never have thought villagers could be so cruel. And we've done nothing to them. And I'm not just gonna let them bury me. So it's only a matter of time before I get out of here. And I really hope the villagers are gone by now, because I couldn't have stayed in that coffin much longer. And now I'm out and everything's fine. So all I gotta do is help Mikey get out. I'm a little freaked out by the fact that Mikey still hasn't decided to get out on his own. I mean, he's always been bad at holding his breath. So I better hurry up. And it's a good thing I have a shovel. Mikey, where are you? Just say a word to me, and then I'll know you're okay. But I better get ready for some terrible news.
This is bad.
I didn't get a chance to save Mikey after all.
Oh no!
I certainly can't do it alone. So I need to find a way to resurrect Mikey. And I think I can do it, basically. But in order to do that, I need to get to the witch.
What the?
JJ, what are you talking about? That's so interesting. And don't be scared. I'm your friend after all. To be honest, I thought we'd both be ghosts. But you made it out. So what do we do now?
I think we could make our own cabins underground.
Yeah.
And we don't have any furniture yet. So I say we steal it from the villagers.
Yes.
Because what they've done to us is just awful.
I didn't think they'd tie us up while we were sleeping at all.
Oh no!
That's it. I think I've got a really nice underground house. But so far, it looks too boring. And since I have a lot of diamonds left, I want to make walls out of them. I'm also really interested in what Mikey's gonna make his walls out of, because he doesn't have the expensive blocks that I do. Well, things are looking a lot better now, so I won't be embarrassed to set up rooms in here. And now it's time for me to get to Mikey, because we're gonna go steal furniture together. Mikey, where are you?
What?
I understand you can fly, so you'll have to wait for me. I can't run that fast, though.
Seriously?
And are you ready for the biggest furniture heist of your life?
Of course I'm ready.
Oh.
I suggest you follow me as fast as you can.
That's it. We've made it to the village we want. So now we have to go into each house and steal furniture. I don't think anyone will notice because it's nighttime.
Well, no one's gonna notice me. And by the way, don't you think we should get back at the villagers? Because they'll just buy new furniture and that'll be it. Why don't we kidnap a villager?
That sounds pretty awful to me, and that's why I like your idea.
Seriously?
So as soon as we get enough furniture, we can take out one villager. I have room in my coffin.
That's right. We need someone to fill your coffin.
Yes!
And the villager will definitely be shocked that we buried him. By the way, look how beautiful it is.
What the?
We should totally take everything.
By the way, I think that's the villager who buried me.
Way.
So I think we should kidnap him. And we already have quite a bit of furniture. So let's just take it one step at a time.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of like being a ghost. Because I'm so much stronger now.
Whoa!
Guys, I'm begging you, please don't bury me alive. It's not like I've done anything wrong. JJ, they just made me bury you. But if it wasn't for the other villagers, I wouldn't have done it.
I'm too lazy to listen to anything he says.
Yeah.
So let's just forget about that villager and get on with setting up our homes.
Yep.
I think I'll make it prettier. I might have a problem this time though, because Mikey decided to make his house out of emerald blocks. But for now, all I can do is just enjoy it.
Yes!
And I want to start with the living room. Since there's plenty of space, I can afford to put a big red couch in here.
Yeah.
And it's also I can watch television. By the way, I'll put it near the opposite wall. That way I won't get an eyesore. And since we stole so much furniture, I may add some more chairs and tables in case I have visitors at the cemetery. And I can accommodate them. I'll even have books here.
Whoa!
I also need to make it cozy. So I'm going to decorate each room with plants. That way I'll always have clean air. Although I can't survive without air conditioning. And I'm gonna put more bookcases in here, because in rooms like this, I always like to read them. I wonder how Mikey's doing. I think he's settling in fast too. But for now, I should still focus on my house.
Yes!
I don't know if I need a rug in here. On the one hand, I want to always be looking at diamond ore. But then, it wouldn't be very pleasant for me to walk around. No, I'm not gonna do it. That's it. I think it turned out just fine. So now I've got to put some doors in here and get to the surface, because I got a lot to talk to Mikey about. And by the way, I think I'm hearing some weird noises.
JJ, you weren't the one who created so much buzz, were you?
No!
So we need to check out what's going on at the cemetery. Although I think all the villagers realized one of them was missing.
Whoa!
It's a lot of fun to watch.
You're right. It really is fun. But if we keep standing around like this, we might get checked out. So we have to do a disguise. Let's at least seal up our coffins, because they look really weird. I understand Mikey's already holed up in his house, so I should do the same. Unlike Mikey, I'm not a ghost, so I'm very easy to spot. And if the villagers see me, they'll know right away. I also need to think about what room I'm going to set up next. And to be honest, I really want to do the bathroom already, because when we were stealing furniture, something caught my eye. I'm talking about the big square bathroom, of course. It's been a dream of mine for a long time, and now I'm gonna have one. I feel like my house is already the coolest. At least I'm gonna like it.
Phew!
I'm gonna have a lot of stuff in my bathroom, so it would be better if I install bigger cabinets in here. And the only downside is that I'll have a toilet in here, but I'll get used to it somehow. I also need a lot of towels. I need that so I don't have to think about what I can wipe myself with. I'm sure it's just me, and that's because I put a lot of money and theft into this place. And I may as well call it a day with this room, because I have nothing else to put in here. Unless I need to add some plants. Like I said, it'll look so much better with them. All in all, this table won't be superfluous, so I'm gonna leave it here too. And now I'm definitely finishing up. By the way, I completely forgot that I still have to install windows in all my rooms, so I'll be doing that right now. And then I have one more room to do, and that's probably gonna be the kitchen. I'm gonna have to cook my own food, although it wouldn't be a good idea to do it in a cemetery. But I don't have a choice, so I'll do the kitchen after all.
Booyah!
I have furniture for it anyway. And before I get started, I'll install the doors here, because I always forget about them at the end. There's plenty of room, so I can put whatever I want in here. And I'm gonna start with a big, full-wall desk. It would be easier if I put everything in first and then remove unnecessary shelves to install something else. I know where I want to put the stove. I was also very lucky to find a hood. Without it, my kitchen would always be too hot. I should put a large refrigerator in the corner. I'll store all my food in it. After that, all I have to do is install everything else. And that would be a microwave, a toaster, and a whole bunch of shelves. Because I'm gonna have to hide everything else somewhere. And by the way, I've always wanted to make myself a bar table. Now I have the opportunity. It's gonna be right in the middle of my kitchen. And I can even eat or sit at it. Looks like this desk took up almost all the space there was. But I'm still going to try to get a simple dining table in here. I can't always sit on bar stools. And all in all, I have not a few rooms ready now. So a little more, and the whole house will be ready. Then, all I have to do is hide away and enjoy life in my new home. Before that, though, I want to get Mikey back to normal. Looks like I'm done with one more room. So now I feel like going upstairs to the street. After all, I need to take a break from the constant fixing up of my house at least once in a while. I also came up with a prank for Mikey. I'd also like to check on our villager. Who'd have thought someone would dig him up? And if the villagers can bring him back to life, that would be a big problem. But I don't want to think about that just yet. Mikey probably hasn't noticed me yet, so I might scare him too. That would be really fun, because usually people scare ghosts.
JJ, what are you doing here? And don't even think about throwing smoke grenades. You do realize they're not going to do anything to me. But the lava is just awful.
That's it. I think I've got the perfect prank. So now I can go back to my house and continue decorating. Ideally, I plan to finish the whole house in one day. And now I want to set up the bedroom, because pretty soon I won't have the energy for anything else. And I need a place to sleep. So this room will be perfect for that. And I want to put a really big bed in here, because I'm not sleeping on a standard bed in the Diamond House. By the way, I could use this house as a secret bunker if I needed to. I also need to put more clothes closets in here, because I'm going to be changing clothes in here. And since there's not a lot of space, I'm going to put everything very close together. And of course, I can't do without plants, because I'll have them in every room. I think they go well with the diamond blocks. So, on the other wall, I'm gonna put a big closet. Now, I definitely have enough room for everything I want to store in here. And to be honest, I think I'd get bored in a house this big all by myself. So I'm gonna invite Mikey over once in a while. And overall, I'm fine with it. So now all I need to do is put more bookshelves and maybe a rug in here.
Booyah!
That's it. I just have one single detail to add, and that will be the end of this room. I made the right decision when I decided to put the carpet in here.
Booyah!
After all, this is where I'm gonna sleep. And after I'm done, I can start on another room. And I think it's gonna be a nurse's station, because if I get sick, I can heal myself quickly, or someone else. I'm so glad I managed to survive such a terrible villager attack. I could have been a ghost too. In that case, it would have been more difficult for us. Looks like I got a lot of medical furniture somewhere. So I'm hoping it'll all fit in my room. And I'm gonna start with the big closet, of course. This is where I'm gonna put all the paperwork. I only have 2 beds, but that will be enough for me. So I just need to get a good setup around them. And I'm gonna start by setting up some tables. Now there will be medicines lying here in easy reach. I also need to put in some small nightstands as well, so that patients can store their personal belongings there. And I need something else. That's right, there's a complete lack of screens, because beds should be shielded from everything else. It's a good thing I even had time to steal the screens. Then what did Mikey get? He's gonna be a little short on furniture. And in general, there's nothing more to it than that, so I can set up the rest of the room. Although I just need to put more cabinets in here. Although if I've got IVs, I'm sure they won't go to waste. Okay, for now, I just better fill the room with meds and tanks, because situations can happen all over the place. And when I make Mikey human again, I might need a lot of stuff. And of course, I have to put a rug in here, because without it, it's gonna be kind of cold. And that would just make anyone sicker. I'm not gonna let that happen in my nurse's station. Now I'm definitely happy with everything, and the room is ready. So I shouldn't stop and just start setting up the next room. I don't know what room it's going to be yet, though. I need to do something nice in the hallway, too. Because now the diamond door doesn't look as pretty as it used to. So I thought I'd cover it all up with a rug and a lot of plants. Now my house is really going to look expensive, because I have a place to sit even outside the rooms. But I'm gonna have a hallway that's too long, so it's gonna take me a long time to decorate it. I may be done with the rest of it a little later though. For now, I'm really looking forward to organizing the library, because I'll have access to hundreds of books there, which means I'll be able to gain a lot of new knowledge. That's the way I like it, and I'm already imagining how much stuff I'm gonna have to install here. But it's all for a reason. Since there is quite a lot of space here, I can make a large number of study chairs. It would also be cool to have a big blackboard. Then I'll definitely have a study room in here. Now I got all the chairs I wanted, so now I can take the board. And to be honest, this room feels more like a classroom than a library. And since there's a table here, I need to make the main table as well. If I sit there, I can see everyone who's practicing. Although Mikey and I are the only ones who'll be visiting. So I shouldn't have done all this. And I need to put more bookshelves in here. I wanted a lot of cabinets, but I only ended up with a couple. So I'm just gonna put more shelves on the walls. Now that looks awesome. So I just need to do a little decorating. And I won't forget the plants. By the way, I'm just now realizing how awful it's going to be when I have to water it all. And wherever possible, I'd put down carpet. I still have a lot of it left, but I have fewer and fewer rooms. I'd give it to Mikey, but I don't think he'd be happy with a red carpet. All right, now this is exactly the room I've been dreaming of. So when Mikey comes over, I'm gonna show him this room. And I'm sure he's gonna really like it. And it's time for me to go to my other room. What if I do another prank for Mikey? I do have grenades.
What the?
JJ,
Oh,
did you
no.
really think I wouldn't get back at you? Or did you think the blocks you forced your entrance with would stop me?
Oh, this is bad.
I'm
this is
a
bad.
ghost.
That's right, he can just fly through all the blocks.
Whoa.
What am I supposed to do now? I really want to get back at Mikey someday.
Yes.
But I realize I can't do that just yet. Mikey, where are you? Show yourself in front of me right now.
Boom.
I think you owe me an apology for what you did. You never should have done that prank for me. 'Cause I'm the only one who can do that. Well, he just disappeared.
All right, I'm sorry for what I did. So let's just finish setting up our houses and go visit each other. I really want to see what you've done.
Whoa.
You're right. I'm not really mad at you.
Seriously?
So I'll see you soon. And now I have time to finish everything I wanted to do.
Yes.
I think we should start with the hallway. And then I'm gonna get Mikey over here and show him what a really expensive house looks like. Although I've been to his place, and this time he pleasantly surprised me. Because his house looks cool.
Aha.